Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking into a market you might not think about every day, but its growth is pretty explosive. We're talking about the global graphite heat exchanger market.
That's right. And these components are, well, they're absolutely vital in a lot of heavy industries.
Yeah, like chemical processing, pharma, metallurgy,
Yeah.
even renewables, right?
Yeah,
They handle corrosive stuff that other materials just can't.
exactly. High thermal efficiency, super resistant. They're workhorses in tough environments.
Okay, so our guide for this is a detailed analysis from Cognitive Market Research called Graphite Heat Exchanger Market, a Decade of Global Growth. And our mission for you today is pretty straightforward. Get a clear picture of how this market's set to grow between 2021 and 2033. We want to identify the big global trends and, pinpoint which regions are really pushing this expansion forward.
It's a fascinating look at industrial shifts.
Okay, let's unpack this.
It really is an area just brimming with change. The numbers tell quite a story.
I bet. So let's start big picture. Globally, how big are we talking, and what's the growth rate really look like? Give us those headline figures.
Okay, so back in 2021, the global market was sitting at just under 919 million US dollars. Significant, but still kind of niche.
Right, almost $1 billion to start.
Yeah, but that's just the start. By 2025, it's projected to climb to around $1.3 billion.
Okay, growing steadily.
But then, here's where it gets really interesting. By 2033, the projection jumps to almost $2.7 billion.
Wow.
That works out to an overall compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of nearly 9.4%. 9.377% to be precise.
Nearly tripling in just over a decade.
Yes.
That's huge. That's not just gradual growth. That signals something bigger happening.
It really does.
It makes you wonder, what's driving this specific technology demand so broadly? It feels like more than just, building more factories.
You're right. It points towards shifts in efficiency, maybe material science priorities globally, and that global number, impressive as it is, it kind of hides some really dynamic regional stories. Ah, okay. So the overall number is strong, but the real juice is in the regional breakdown.
Precisely. Understanding where the growth is happening tells you a lot more.
So we've got this global boom. Let's peel back the layers then. Where's the action? Which regions are leading, which are maybe growing fastest?
Well, what's fascinating is you see different patterns. You've got clear market-size leaders, but then you have these growth rate champions popping up, different regions contributing in really unique ways.
Makes sense. So according to the report, where's the biggest slice of the pie right now? The dominant powerhouse?
That would be Asia-Pacific, no question. It dominates in terms of revenue.
Okay.
In 2021, that region alone was worth over $366 million.
Right.
And the projection for 2033, over $1.1 billion.
Whoa.
Yeah. With a strong CAGR of about 9.77%, it's really consolidating its lead. Massive industrial expansion fueling that.
And inside Asia-Pacific, who are the main drivers? China, I assume. Definitely. China started at over $107 million in 2021, projected to hit over $313 million by 2033. That's a 9.3% CAGR.
Okay, solid.
And Japan is right there, too. Similar CAGR, 9.3%, moving from about $74 million to over $216 million. These are the established industrial giants, keeping pace.
But is there anyone growing even faster within that region, percentage-wise?
Yes, absolutely. If you look at rapid expansion, India stands out.
Huh, interesting.
It's projected to go from about $52 million in 2021 to nearly $170 million by 2033. And its CAGR is the highest in the region, over 10.5%.
Over 10.5%. Okay, so that's where a lot of the new investment seems to be heading.
Seems like it. It highlights that rapid industrial build-out, maybe in newer manufacturing hubs.
And the report mentions others, too, not just the big three.
Right. You also see strong momentum in places like Singapore. Its CAGR is around 10.36%, and Southeast Asia collectively showing about 10.15% CAGR.
So it's pretty widespread across the region, then.
Yeah.
A lot of dynamism.
Exactly. Asia-Pacific is the current giant by volume,
Mm-hmm.
but if we're talking sheer speed, the rate of expansion,
Yeah.
then Africa emerges as the fastest expanding frontier.
Africa. Really? Faster than Asia-Pacific's rate?
In percentage terms, yes. It's starting from a smaller base, obviously.
Okay, tell me about that. What are the numbers?
So Africa's market in 2021 was about $16.5 million. Much smaller, like I said.
Right.
But it's projected to surge to over $70.5 million by 2033.
Okay, that's quite a jump.
And here's the key. The CAGR is a massive 13.4%. Highest globally.
13.4%.
Wow.
What's driving that? Is it that leapfrogging effect we sometimes see?
That's a big part of it, I think. Many economies there are adopting advanced tech like this right from the start, maybe bypassing older stuff, building modern, efficient industries from the ground up rather than just upgrading.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's foundational growth.
Exactly. And it suggests a really significant industrial shift is underway.
So within Africa, are there specific countries leading this charge?
It's interesting, the rest of Africa category, so countries outside the specifically named ones actually shows the highest CAGR of all, 13.8%, going from around $7.7 million to over $34 million.
Huh. So broad-based growth.
Yeah, but Nigeria is also very strong, about 13.1% CAGR, and South Africa too, just over 13% CAGR. Key economies showing really substantial development.
Fascinating. Africa's definitely one to watch then. Okay, let's cross the Atlantic. What about North America? Established market, lots of industry. How does it compare?
North America is, yeah, a very significant market, still growing strongly.
Okay.
It was worth over $263 million back in 2021, projected to reach over $732 million by 2033.
And the growth rate?
The CAGR is solid, 8.745%, maybe not the explosive percentage of Africa, but it's steady growth on a large base.
Driven by modernization, new sectors.
Probably a mix, modernizing existing heavy industries, plus investments in areas like specialty chemicals, pharma, maybe green energy tech, or these exchangers are key. Consistent foundational demand, especially in the U.S.
Speaking of the U.S., it leads in volume, right?
Oh, yeah. The U.S. started at nearly $217 million in 2021, heading towards $592 million by 2033. TGRR around 8.5%. It's the powerhouse of the region.
A steady engine. But you mentioned Canada earlier.
Right. Canada actually shows the highest growth rate in North America, a CGR of 9.8%.
Higher than the U.S. rate.
Yep, expanding from about $34 million to over $102 million. So really solid proportional growth there. And Mexico's doing well, too, about 9.5% CGRR.
Interesting. So while the U.S. dominates in size, Canada's growth pace is notable. Okay, let's hop over to Europe now, another major industrial region. What's the story there?
Europe's market is also substantial. It stood at just over $172 million in 2021.
Yeah, okay.
And it's projected to grow to over $484 million by 2033. The CGR there is about 8.86%. So very comparable to North America in terms of growth rate, steady, robust expansion.
And what's driving it in Europe? Similar factors, regulations maybe?
Yeah, strict environmental regs are likely a factor pushing for efficiency. Plus that continuous drive to optimize industrial processes.
And within Europe, who are the standouts?
Well, France shows strong growth, about 9.6% CAGR, moving from roughly $24 million to over $71 million, likely linked to their chemical and maybe nuclear sectors.
Mm-hmm.
But similar to Africa, the rest of Europe category is actually showing the highest regional TGR, 10.38%.
Really? Higher than France?
Yeah, growing from about $40 million to over $128 million. It points to, dynamism perhaps in smaller specialized economies or maybe new initiatives across the continent.
And so it's not just the traditional big players. We've got Germany, the UK, Italy, Spain, Russia all contributing too.
Exactly. Germany is around 8.2% CGR, UK about 7.9%. Then you have Italy, Russia, Spain, even smaller ones like Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg. They're all part of this picture of widespread, though varied, growth.
It really is a global mosaic, isn't it? The scale of Asia-Pacific, the speed of Africa, the steady modernization in North America and Europe. It shows how versatile these things are.
Absolutely. It's not uniform, but the underlying need seems pervasive. Influenced by different factors in different places, regulations, efficiency drives, new industrial projects.
Okay, let's round out the picture. South America and the Middle East. What are we seeing there?
South America is also showing pretty robust growth.
Yeah.
Valued at about $64 million in 2021, projected to expand to over $205 million by 2033. That's a CAGR of 10.34%.
Over 10%, so quite strong, similar to some of the faster parts of Asia-Pacific.
Exactly. Indicative of significant industrialization, resource processing maybe.
And who's leading in South America?
Argentina actually has a very strong TAGR, about 10.9%. And again, the rest of South America category is also high, around 10.7%.
Suggests broad investment then. Mining, petrochemicals.
Likely sectors like that, yeah. Brazil leads in sheer volume, though. Started around $20 million, heading towards $62 million. Its core AGR is a bit lower, just under 10%, but its size anchors the region.
Okay. And finally, the Middle East.
The Middle East is growing, but its KGR is a bit lower compared to the others, around 7.9%.
Okay.
It was up $35 million in 2021, projected to reach nearly $89 million by 2033. So more moderate, but still consistent expansion, likely tied to established sectors like oil and gas, petrochemicals, desalination.
Are there any faster-growing spots within the Middle East?
Yeah, the UAE stands out with a higher CGR, about 9%.
Ah, reflecting diversification, maybe.
Quite possibly. Moving into advanced manufacturing, maybe renewables. Then you have Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, all contributing too, often tied to big infrastructure and industrial projects.
Right. So we've turted the world, looked at all these numbers. What's the big takeaway for you, the listener? How do we tie all this together?
Well, I think the key thing is this market isn't just ticking upwards, it's fundamentally transforming, nearly tripling in size. You've
Right.
got this really interesting dynamic between the massive established markets like Asia Pacific that keep growing and these incredibly fast expanding regions like Africa showing huge percentage gains, maybe through that leapfrogging we talked about.
Right. The different kinds of growth happening simultaneously.
Exactly. And it's happening everywhere, North America, Europe, South America too. It signals this deep, fundamental, and increasing demand for this specific technology across industries all over the globe. It's about efficiency, resilience, sustainability.
And that really connects it for you, the listener. It's not just numbers. It's a story about global industrial development, how technology gets adopted, how infrastructure grows differently around the world. It shows how crucial this kind of efficient, tough equipment is becoming everywhere. So, quick recap. Global graphite heat exchanger market nearly tripling by 2033. Asia-Pacific dominates revenue. Africa shows explosive percentage growth. North America, Europe, South America making steady, significant gains. It's a market definitely on the move.
And if you think about that bigger picture, this huge global demand points to critical needs in chemical processing, energy manufacturing. So maybe something for you to consider. With this tech becoming so widespread, what's next? What further advancements or maybe completely new applications might pop up to use this capability? And how could this shift towards, better, more durable industrial gear impact bigger things like economic development or even environmental trends down the line?
That's a great question to leave folks with. Food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep exploring, keep questioning. We'll see you next time.